Hi everyone, welcome back to Bond. For today's class, we are not going to be here for long and we are just focusing on the lower body. We are using 2 medium weight dumbbells today. I'm using 10 pounds each, and we are going to just get started with a quick demo before we move into the moves. So there are 4 exercises that I'm going to show you today. We're going to do each of them twice, and that is it. So while I'm speaking, feel free to start warming up doing some hip sways where you rock your leg back and forth and then switch and rock the other side, but I am going to be demoing while you do that. So the first move that we're going to do together is going to be a sumo squat from a racked position. So you'll grab both dumbbells, throw them up on top of your shoulders. You can rest them on your shoulders or just be holding them up here. Feet come out nice and wide, about 45-degree angle from the body, and you're just going to be squatting down and back up. So this will activate our inner thighs as well as our glutes and quads. And just think about keeping your chest lifted up the whole time and then coming back to standing. So that is our first move of 4. Second one is going to be a Romanian deadlift. So weights are in your hands still here. Palms face towards the body. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. And this is a hinging movement at the hips. So we're going to hinge at the hips, slight bend in the knees, slide the weights back up the body to rise. We're working our hamstrings and glutes here. If you have more flexibility in the backs of your legs, you might get a little bit deeper than I am right now. But you're only going as low until you feel a stretch in your hamstring and then squeezing to stand back up. So your whole upper body is one strong unit. We are not rounding the spine or arching the back too much, and you just squeeze to rise. The third move is going to be a reverse lunge, and you have options here for your weights. So you can either hold them at your sides like this or back up in that racked position on top. One foot stands strongly at the top of the mat, and we step back and rise. Keeping that same leg the whole time. We'll do one round that way, and then we'll switch. Back knee comes all the way down almost to the mat, and the front leg is working to stand. And our final move that we're doing is a staggered squat. So it's a little bit of a combination between a squat and a lunge. So you're standing again about hip width apart, nice and tall. Weights are either at your side or on the shoulders. And you bring one leg so that your toes are in line with the back heels. So right now my right toe is in line with my back heel, with my left heel. And you're just gonna squat down and rise up. So unlike the lunge, where only the front foot takes the weight, this one you're pushing into both. Okay, so 4 moves. That is it. If you haven't started any type of warm-up right now, we'll just spend a few seconds together doing it. So hands on the hips, we're gonna make some big circles with our hips here. Breathing nice and deeply. It's not a long class, but we're gonna get in as much as we can while we're here together. Switching directions. Nice. Just a couple more like this. So this class is safe for any stage of pregnancy. However, please listen to your body. If you feel any pain or discomfort, definitely take a break, reassess before coming back. So we will get started in about 10 seconds with our first 45 seconds of sumo squats. Weights are up, we are ready to go. We start in 3, nice and wide, 2, and 1. Sit it down, squeeze to stand. Nice and slow to start things off. Just breathing here, keeping your knees out in line with your feet, feeling your inner thighs work. Beautiful. Your inner thighs won't feel much if your knees are collapsing inwards. So if necessary to make that change, go ahead and do so. Now we've got about 15 seconds left of this first round. Down and up. Push into the heels to stand. Squeeze the bum. Beautiful. 5 seconds left before we take a quick break and start round 2 of this move. In 2, last one, quick 15-second break. Shake things out a little bit. Getting ready to come back into it. 15 seconds is not very long. In 3, 2, and 1. Second round, sumo squats. Down and rise. Down and rise. Nice. Breathing deeply here in a way that makes you feel strongest. Maybe that's exhaling all the way up. Nice, down and up. Can you get a little bit lower? Knees push out a little bit more. And squeeze. 15 seconds left. Down and squeeze. Down and squeeze. You got it for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 15-second break before we go into our deadlifts. So weights are in your hands facing your body. Palms are facing your body, rather. We hinge at the hips. In just 5 seconds, roll the shoulders down. Relax them a little bit in 2 and 1. Here we go. Hinge and squeeze. The weights are staying close to your legs the whole time. Sometimes we think about it as if the same motion as if you're shaving your legs with the weights. Hinge and pull. My feet do need to be a little bit wider than they normally would be just to make room for the baby. Down and squeeze. Push that bum back and then rise up to standing. No rounding in the spine. You're doing great. Down and squeeze. Every time standing up nice and tall. Heels push into the mat for 3, 2, 1. Quick break, and we do that one again, and then we're already halfway done. These quick classes fly by, but we will feel it tomorrow for sure, after all this time of just straight lower body. In 5 seconds, again, we go. Palms face, weights can be touching. In 2 and 1. Hinge and pull. Hinge and pull. Hinge all the way down till you feel the stretch in your hamstrings, the back of your legs, back of your quads, back of your thighs, I should say, because quads are in the front. Hinge and pull. You're doing so well. Down and rise. Down and rise. Just about 15 seconds left. Little micro bend in your knees. Squeeze to stand. Breathing every time. Nice. For 3, 2, 1. 15-second break and halfway mark. We are coming into our lunges. Single side the whole time, and then we'll do the other leg the next round. So I'm going to start with my left leg forward, right leg stepping back. In just 5 seconds, holding the weights at your sides or on your shoulders. In 2 and 1. Let's go. Come back and stand. Back and stand. Remember for this one, your feet are not on a tightrope, but more like a train track. I always use that metaphor because it is so helpful. Down and up. So you're not trying to balance on like a thin little wire. You can take up much more space. Down and rise. Feel the left glute really working. If that's the leg you started with in front. And rise. We're almost there. Chest and torso stay lifted. 5 seconds to go. And rise. Down and rise. Take this quick break. Switching legs here for second round of this one. So right foot is forward this time for me. Left leg is stepping back. In 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. Lunge back and up. Feel the other weight, the other foot working now. Pushing into the mat the whole time. The glute is pulling you up to stand. Can you get your back knee a little lower? Down and rise. Down and rise. Breathing here in a way that makes you feel strong. Keep going. We are so close. I am with you every step of this class. Down and rise. For 3, 2, 1. Quick break. We are coming into our final move. In about 10 seconds, staggered squat. So again, I'm going to start with my left leg down, right toes are back a little bit in line with the left heel. Weights come up on the shoulders. In 3, we squat down. In 2, in 1. Let's go. Down. Getting a little out of breath here. Come down, push into the ground with both feet. Back heel is lifted. Feel your quads and glutes working way differently than they were in the sumo squat. Nice. Down and rise. And rise. So good. 10 seconds left on this side. Down and squeeze, chest stays lifted, get a little lower. Last one on this side, shake it out. Switching legs, final 45 seconds of work. Right leg is a little bit forward, left toes are in line with the right heel. In just 5 seconds, we go for our final round. Raise them up. It's crazy how much you can get done in 10 minutes. Here we go in 2 and 1. Squat down. Rise up, see how differently it feels on this side. Maybe it feels the same. For most people, it will feel a little bit different. Just given having a dominant side, a dominant leg. And rise. Down and rise. Push into both feet as much as you can. Right heel, left toes. And rise. Nice. Get a little lower. Squeeze it up. Down and rise. Down and rise. 10 seconds to go here. Keep holding on to those weights for 4, 3, 2, last one together, all the way up. And drop your weights. We are done the work for today. We had limited time together and we made the most of it. I'm going to come into some of those hip circles that we came into at the beginning. Just to slow everything down for a quick second. Everything gets me out of breath these days, so of course this would. Feels so good. Switch directions if you haven't already. Making these big circles, stretching out the backs of the legs, fronts of the hips. As always, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to stretch, drink a lot of water. We don't keep you long for these classes, but it's very important. Stretch out those quads and hammies later, and have a wonderful rest of your day.